Zuri always dreamed that once she joined campus, her life would finally begin. She thought it would be a time full of fun, freedom, and chasing her dreams. She imagined wearing smart clothes, meeting new friends, and studying hard to become successful. But when she finally got there, it wasn't what she expected. Instead of joy and laughter, her days were filled with hunger, sadness, and pressure. It felt like she was in a quiet battle that no one could see, one where she fought with empty stomachs, sleepless nights, and a heavy heart. Every evening, after a long and tiring day, Zuri would sit quietly on her small hostel bed. She had nothing to eat except a single slice of dry bread, and even that she saved carefully. Her phone never rang. No one checked in on her. Her rent had not been paid for months, and the fear of being kicked out always hung over her head like a dark cloud. All the beautiful dreams she once had, of graduating, getting a good job, and helping her family, began to fade slowly like smoke in the wind. Then, one day, everything changed. Sasha, her roommate, came into the room wearing strong perfume that filled the air. She looked so beautiful and confident. She was carrying many shopping bags filled with clothes, shoes, and expensive makeup. Zuri watched in silence as Sasha pulled out a brand new iPhone and proudly spoke about eating dinner at fancy five-star restaurants. With a small, sly smile, Sasha looked at Zuri and said, "Life isn't that hard. You just need to know where to look, or who to look for." Those words stayed in Zuri's heart. Sometimes, temptation doesn't come loudly like a storm. Sometimes it comes quietly, dressed in pretty clothes, sweet perfume, and shiny diamonds. The next day, Sasha invited Zuri to go for a ride. "Mr. K is coming to pick us up," she said, twirling her hair. Zuri felt unsure. Something didn't feel right, but her empty stomach growled, and her heart ached with curiosity. She wanted to know what it felt like to live like Sasha. So she said yes. They drove in a big black car with tinted windows. They stopped at a restaurant so beautiful and grand that Zuri thought she was in a dream. The chairs were soft, the lights sparkled, and the food smelled delicious. Food she had only seen in movies. Mr. K, a well-dressed man with a deep voice, kept looking at Zuri. He smiled often and laughed at her shyness. He told her she was special. He promised to take care of her. He spoke gently, offering her a life without pain, hunger, or struggle. At that moment, with so much pain inside her, his words felt like music. She wanted to believe him. She needed to believe him. From that night on, everything in Zuri's life changed very fast. She started using expensive makeup from other countries. She rode in cars that looked like they belonged to celebrities. She ate rich, tasty food with names she couldn't even pronounce. At first, it all felt like a dream come true. She smiled more. She laughed more. She thought she had finally escaped her suffering. But slowly, something felt wrong. Her boyfriend, Brian, the kind boy who stood by her during her hardest times, looked at her and didn't know who she was anymore. Zuri stopped answering his calls. She stopped going to her classes. Most days, she couldn't even look at herself in the mirror because she didn't recognize the girl she had become. With every gift Mr. K gave her, he took something away in return. He wanted her time all the time. He wanted her to stop talking to her friends. He wanted to know what she posted online and who she was speaking to. Slowly, he was controlling her like a puppet on a string. Zuri had money, clothes, and beauty, but she had no peace. Her heart was heavy. Her mind was tired, and her soul felt empty. Then came the worst day. She found out she was pregnant. She was alone. And when she told Mr. K, he looked away and said coldly, "That's not my problem." Sasha? She disappeared. She blocked Zuri and never replied to her messages. All the glitter, the sparkle, the perfume, it was gone. Just like that. With tears in her eyes and her heart broken, Zuri went back to the only place where she felt safe, home. Her mother opened the door and hugged her tightly. She didn't shout. She didn't ask questions. She just held her. In her mother's arms, Zuri felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: love. Slowly, Zuri began to rebuild her life. She used the pain she had gone through to start something new. She began a small business. It wasn't easy, but every day she worked hard. Bit by bit, she built her future again. This time, she chose peace. She found happiness in her work, not in parties or perfume. And Brian? He was still there. Not because of her beauty or money, but because he always cared for her heart, the real Zuri that had been lost for a while, but never disappeared completely. Zuri began telling her truth. She deleted the fake life she had posted online. And one day, she wrote a message to all the girls out there. Dear girls, don't trade your future for fake comfort. I did, and I almost lost everything. Zuri. Because in the end, the most beautiful glow-up isn't wearing diamonds or riding in fancy cars. It's choosing yourself, choosing peace, choosing truth.